Hey everyone, my name is Nathan. I wanted to take some time today to talk about Moira, and specifically a lot of things that I've been seeing covered on other channels. Your Overwatch, Overwatch Central, Force Gaming. Unit loss has been noticeably absent the last couple days as well. There's a lot of things that they covered, but there's also a few things that they didn't, and I didn't see anyone else covering this stuff, so I just wanted to hopefully be the first one to let you guys know some other stuff that's going on with Moira. So I've got a little list here. The first thing I want to mention is her heal is actually a heal over time. I have not seen anyone mention this at all yet, but as you can see, if I block this damage, over about a second and a half, it'll heal for about 40 or 45. So what you can actually do with this is, let me get rid of this bot here, is if you kind of do, well, this guy just died, but if you do kind of a quick spray, if you get just one little frame of this mist to touch an ally, they will heal for 40 to 50 health over a second and a half. You can tell it's working because you can even hear the noise. See that? As they're getting healed. So what's neat about this is it seems to stack. So if you do have a sort of extended spread on an ally, the healing over time quickens. But as soon as you let go, it goes back to that original sort of like one tick heal over time. So that's pretty interesting. If you ult someone to heal, it seems to be about a rate of 2.5 times what your normal heal would be. So next is the primary fire, which has a range of, get this, about 22 meters, which seems incredibly long. The amount of damage that it deals has no relation to the range at all. So whether you're 2 meters or 22, it's the same damage. And according to my math, it's 45 damage per second, which means it takes about 4.25, 4.3 seconds to kill a 200 health hero. The other thing I want to show off is the tether range. People are saying that it's not as good as Symmetra's. That is true, but it's still surprisingly good. So one thing that you'll note is Moira has no ammo at all. So really, as far as I can tell, she's also not slowed down when she's holding her right click. So there's almost no reason not to just be running around holding right click, because it'll give you essentially a faster target acquisition time, which means that you'll start dealing damage to targets faster. So let's kind of move in here, and there it already is. So you can see it is actually a quite generous beam. So that's off, that's on. So yeah, not as strong as Symmetra's, but it definitely has a very generous tether range. Next up, I wanted to talk about a little combo that I've been toying with. I'm certainly not an expert at it yet, but there's sort of a sweet spot of distance, which actually we can talk about Fade really fast. We'll do the combo in a little bit. Fade seems to travel about 15 to 18 meters over the half-second duration, but much like Mercy and Doomfist, it has a bunny hop component. So if I do this correctly, there you go. So I can actually hop out of it and retain my momentum. So it seems, like I said, to be about 15 to 18 meters, but then, look at that, you can get like an extra 7-8 meters out of it beyond that if you do the bunny hop correctly. So now, speaking of Fade and how to sort of use this combo, there's a sweet spot. Let me get this guy down to low health. There's a sweet spot where Fade ends. If you angle yourself just right, Fade will end right as you enter melee range of an opponent. So if you throw out an E in damage form and then dash straight to them with Fade, you can come out and do like a really fast melee attack out of Fade, and that'll give you like a 60-70 damage sort of mini burst combo, which is really good for finishing off a low health like kind of priority target that may be fleeing behind a Reinhardt shield or something like that. Moira, she doesn't have an escape plan, but she can at least get in and finish those kills off. So like I said, I haven't really memorized the sweet spot yet, but I'm going to try it here. Nope, that wasn't even close. But you do get the idea. You can sort of come out of that. If this guy maybe respawns, I can try it again. Yeah, So maybe about here? Yeah. So if you had combined that with the E, you got a good 60-70 damage kind of burst combo. It can probably even get through someone like a Lucio or a Zen Orb that may be healing that target that you're going to chase. I think that is everything I really wanted to talk about, other than her right-click sort of vampirism. So people are saying that this hasn't really been noticeable to them, how much she heals with this, but I actually did the math, and it's about 25 health per second. So she can regen over 100 health while dueling a 200 health hero. So she effectively has 320-ish health when she's dueling another target. So if you think of it in that context, she's actually a surprisingly strong duelist against other low health heroes. So this guy has 200 health. This will take about 4.3 seconds to kill. And you can see how much health I'm getting as a result of that. I started at 40, and I got up to 160. So 162 actually. So that's 122 health siphoned over the 4.25 second duration. So I see Moira as a bit of a drain tank, especially because she can eat through shields, and like her E isn't affected by shields. Another really cool thing about Moira, and I tested this, she cannot physically die to a Winston. If a Winston dives on her, his damage per second is just statistically not high enough to overcome her drain tanking and smart use of her E. And you combine that with Fade, which is on a comparable cooldown to his leap. Maybe if you're at half health and he dives on you, he gets the pound and like the quick melee, he could probably burst you down. But if it's just a run-of-the-mill Winston who jumps into the back line and finds you and starts zapping you, you won't die to that as long as you use your E intelligently. So those are just 6 or 7 things that I've personally discovered with Moira, things that, like I said, other channels have not covered. So hopefully, as low production value as this video was, you guys find this interesting and compelling. So thanks for watching, and have a good day.